Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas!
I'm Matt, and
And I'm
that's
Ben.
Santa, or Ben. Hello and welcome to a very special episode of the Red Laugh Riot podcast. This is our first ever Christmas episode. Very exciting. Second best time of the year, behind the Oscars, of course. This week it's top 5 Christmas movies. That's right, top
Oh
5
yeah.
Christmas movies. Shouldn't come as a shock at all since it is Christmas. And we
Also,
like,
shouldn't come as a shock what Matt's favourites are, but
yeah.
we'll get there.
My number 5 is A Christmas Carol, the 2006 or 9 or something, I think, film, animated. Yeah, just a lovely story, really. You know, it's just really nice. Like the whole story is basically like, yo, be nice to one another, right? Which is like, I think one of the major basic thing that people should know. You know, is like, be nice to people.
Yeah.
I don't think in terms of in life it really gets more complicated than that, because
Hmm.
it's just be nice to one another, you know. And that's the whole meaning of Christmas, you know, is like family and being nice to one another. Yeah, and so it's sort of, you know, it's just a nice story and it really captures the essence of that. Also, the animation's pretty dope as well. So I sort of like it for that as well. So that's my number 5 pick, A Christmas Carol.
Cool. My number 5 pick might sound surprising, but it's Iron Man 3. Um, which doesn't sound like a Christmas movie, but it is. Takes place during Christmas, so it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And it's a great movie at that. And a lot of people hate this movie for reasons I can't understand, because I think it's the best Iron Man movie. In terms of as a film, it's just brilliant. It's just so well done that everyone's just like, oh, he doesn't even have the suit on for half the movie, so it's not really an Iron Man movie. And I'm just like, well, I mean, it's never been about that. It's always been the character of Tony Stark, you know, and his journey as a character is the only thing that's important, and that's why I love that movie so much. The first Iron Man was like that as well. It's very Tony Stark central for at least the first half of the movie. Same thing going forward into the latest Avengers movies are very Tony. You see a lot of character in Tony. You know, it's not just Iron Man. You know, it's not just a superhero movie. So that's my defense of that movie. And I also, people get a bit crazy over the whole twist with the Mandarin, which was, I think, in terms of as a movie, a really great way to play that character and a really great twist to have. Just, yeah, I think people get a bit too caught up on what is and what isn't true to the comics and all that kind of thing, which kind of is just, who cares? Just, if it's a great movie, it's a great movie. That's why I don't well, that's not why I don't read comics, but it kind of means that I don't have to get caught up in what is and what isn't true to the comics, but who cares? So that's my defense of Iron Man 3, one of the greatest Marvel movies for sure. Iron Man 3, it's a Christmas movie. Dig it.
All right, straight on to the next one, because I have nothing to add, is the Polar Express. What a film. It's got Tom Hanks in it for a start. How can you complain about that? Also, it's got one of the greatest songs of all time in it, the Hot Chocolate song. It's a bop. That Hot Chocolate song is amazing. If you haven't watched the film yet, you should watch the film. You should wait for the Hot Chocolate sequence, because it is top. It is top stuff. Yeah, just a nice, real nice film. Also, I think it's one of the major aspects to Christmas films, right? Is the nostalgia factor, right? Which I always talk about, but I think it really applies here, because it's like the sign of it being Christmas. Like you think of these films, you associate them with Christmas because they're always on at Christmas, right? And The Polar Express is one of those films, and it's good. So that's why they keep playing it, because it's good, because it's pretty decent. Yeah. So that's my number four pick. The Polar Express.
Well, then my number four pick is Home Alone 2. It's great.
Hey,
Love,
hey.
love, love these movies. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just like a childhood favorite, I guess. Like, what else can I say about Home Alone 2? Basically, if you haven't seen Home Alone 2, go see Home Alone, then go see Home Alone 2. It's, who doesn't love Home Alone and Home Alone 2? I don't know. There's nothing, I can't really even say anything more on it. It's probably in your top five anyway, so you'll have more to say. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yep, that's correct. But I'm not talking about it yet, because my number three pick is Love Actually. It's a Love Actually, a British film, very British, in fact. Because the interesting thing with Love Actually is that it takes like multiple storylines, you know, so you're watching like multiple storylines at the same time, which is pretty cool. Because like some films have sort of tried like that style and have like failed miserably. Oh, what were the two films that come to mind? A new like that New Year's Eve film tried to do it, and it just wasn't good. But Love Actually pulls it off, and I think, and sure, Love Actually also has like a pretty stacked cast, but I don't know, it's just something about it. And so you've got the stacked cast, you've got Keira Knightley in there, you got Hugh Grant, you got Liam Neeson, you got Andrew Lincoln, you got Colin Firth, you got Alan Rickman. Who else you got? You got Rowan Atkinson. You got Martin Freeman. You got Alan Rickman. I know I already said Alan Rickman, but you have to say it twice.
You do.
Um,
You do.
you have to say it
Um,
twice. It has Alan Rickman in it, people. Like, what more could you possibly want? You know? But no, it's got like nine intertwined stories. And it's all like, and it's all about love, and it's a pure film, is what it is, right? It's a pure film. Love Actually is actually like my sister's Christmas film. Like that's her film that she like associates with Christmas. And so it's again it's one of those films that are always on the lead up to Christmas. Yeah, it's just a really good film with a great cast and real again because I think the major thing with Christmas films is like the feel good nature of it, right? Like that's
mm,
a major one of the major things with like all Christmas films. It's like very very rare that you get a Christmas film that's like downbeat, you know? And if
yeah.
they are downbeat, then they sort of like come back up at the end and have like a hey, it's all okay sort of ending. That's my number three pick. Love Actually.
Well, my number three pick should come as no surprise. It's Home Alone. Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Home Alone is slightly better than Home Alone 2, I'm going to say. But I still love both of them. So, yep. I like, honestly, what else can I say? Go see Home Alone. What are you doing? If Home Alone wasn't part of your childhood, then your parents did something horribly wrong. That's all I have to say. That's
Yeah.
all I have to say.
So straight from going from Home Alone to Home Alone 2, my number two pick is Home Alone 2. Um, yeah. So what can I say about this film? All right, it's amazing. All right, it's so good. It's oh what can I say? Okay, for a start, right? It's
Exactly.
hilarious.
Yeah, there's nothing to
It's
say.
hilarious. It's
hmm
absolutely hilarious, right? Obviously, you got Macaulay Culkin, whose name I'm sure I just butchered completely. You got Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci! Like,
Yeah.
it's Joe Pesci. I think a lot of people forget about that.
Mm.
But yeah, no. So it takes the idea of the first one, and it's like, because like from the first one, you're sort of like, oh, well, like you can't really do anything else from it, like not knowing that there's a second one, right? Like in terms of if you look at the story, you're like, oh, that's pretty self-contained, right? But they're like, nah.
Mm.
The writers were like, nah, we're gonna make a second one because the first one was really, really good and also made a lot of money. So we want to make another one
Mm.
because that's how the
Yeah.
film industry works. And so they make this other one, and they sort of take a new sort of lane with it, right? On the first one. And it's really good. They sort of like one of the best things about this film, I reckon, is well, both films is the comedy of it, right? Like it's really funny. It's a film that always makes me laugh every time I watch it, and I literally watch it every Christmas. Just watching the two robbers get absolutely brutalized is hilarious. It's right up the alley of my sense of humor, especially my like earlier sense of humor, which was basically consisted of people getting hurt is funny, which is still
Mhm.
true. Pretty sure there's like a German word about it, like I can't pronounce it. But there's like a German word starting with like S or something. It's like Schadenfreude, which is basically like that people find it funny watching other people be miserable, essentially, is the whole gist of it.
Yeah.
Those Germans, wacky Germans. Yeah, no, but it's just a really it just totally plays into that. And it's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say other than it's hilarious and I love watching it every Christmas. And it's absolutely one of the best Christmas films of all time. No doubt about it. Yeah.
Well, in that case, my number two is Elf, with Will Ferrell, directed by John Favreau. I talked about,
Oh, really?
yeah, I talked about last week's, not last week's, the end of season one, episode 12, that podcast. I talked about it then. Yeah, Elf, man, it's great. It's a great film. I love it. Let's go see Elf. Like, it's very, it feels very original, I guess. It's a kind of a fun concept of this guy who's been raised by elves and he thinks he's an elf, but he's actually a human. And he finds out he's a human. He's like, what? And then he goes to try and find his family. It's great. What else? What else would you want in a Christmas movie? That's all I can say.
Ben, I got some bad news for you, mate.
Bad news.
Yeah,
What bad news?
I don't like Alf. I
Really?
don't like it.
Why
It's
not?
it's just I remember watching it and it was just super cringy and I was like,
Wow.
why? Just the entire time,
Alrighty.
yeah. Which I know for a fact is a very unpopular opinion because I know that Alf is very much one of those Christmas films. But nah, I personally don't rate it. That's my opinion.
Really?
Um,
Damn.
yeah. All right. On to my honorable mentions. My first honorable mention is Die Hard. Die
Oh
Hard
yeah.
is fantastic. All right. It's a Christmas film. All right, for a start. All right. If Iron Man 3 is a Christmas film, Die Hard's a Christmas film too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
I'll let you have
right.
that.
All right. Two reasons why Die Hard is dope. All right. Number one, Bruce Willis. Number two, Alan Rickman. All right.
Uh-huh.
There's a pattern to my list. Sometimes. Alan Rickman. What a performance for a start, alright? Like, what an actor, alright? No, just an amazing film and a really good action film as well. And a film I need to rewatch again because it's been a while since I watched it. But yeah, no, Die Hard, fantastic film. If you haven't seen it, you should see it. Number two, on a completely different level to Die Hard, is the Santa Claus, which is like the Tim Allen film where Tim Allen becomes Santa. Like in terms of like all the films that I've mentioned, I would say that this one's like the worst one, but I wouldn't say it's like a bad film, you know? It's like average, but it still sort of does the job, you know? I don't know. It's just again one of those films where it plays every Christmas, so I watch it every Christmas. And therefore it's one of those films that has that nostalgia factor to it. My next pick is Bad Santa. So in terms of like Christmas films, right? We think of Christmas films as being happy and like light, right? And like childhood friendly. But Bad Santa's like, nah, we're not gonna do that. So they made like a really like adult humor sort of thing. And I like adult humor and dodgy comedy, because I find it funny. And those are my honorable mentions. There you go, Ben.
Cool. My honorable mentions, I don't really have many because I haven't honestly seen that many Christmas movies in my lifetime. So I've got my whole list is basically every Christmas movie I've ever seen, minus maybe two. But anyway, honorable mentions: The Santa Claus, great Christmas movie. Obviously, the
Yeah.
best Santa Claus movie, the only really good Santa Claus movie. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It's another good
Yeah.
movie. It's one of those movies that doesn't feel very Christmassy, but it takes place during Christmas time. So it kind of it's about them trying to get home for the holidays. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's good. It's a good time. Another John Hughes one, and then Unaccompanied Minors, which I haven't seen in a while, so I can't remember if it's really any good. But you know, when I was a kid, at least I enjoyed that movie a lot. So that's on my list as well, and that's literally all I have for my honorable mentions. Now, place your bets, guys. What do you think Matt's number one's going to be?
The odds, to be fair, the odds of you getting it right are like,
100%.
yeah, Yeah, my number one pick is Home Alone. All right, so shouldn't come as a surprise, right? My number one Christmas film is my number five, top five of all time, and this is because Home Alone is the true marker of a Christmas film, like in terms of Christmas, right? When Home Alone comes on TV, it's Christmas. All right, that's my
Uh-huh.
marker in my head, right? It's not when it's not when the mall and stuff put up their decorations like a month or two early, right? And we can get into that later because I want to rant about it. It's not that, right? It's not the 1st of December, although I will admit that is an acceptable time to put Christmas decorations up, all right? 1st of December, yeah, it's Christmas season. Boom, there you go, all right? No,
Okay.
it's when Home
Okay.
Alone comes on TV. That's when it's Christmas. So also, right, what I also want to add with Home Alone is it's okay, so what makes it good, right? It's hilarious, all right? It's okay, so like the thing with comedy, right, is like most of comedy comes in the surprise of it, right? Like it's
Mm.
subversion of expectation most of the time. But Home Alone, right, every time I watch it, it makes me laugh, right? All the jokes land. I mean, most of the time it's not necessarily jokes, it's more like sort of more slapstick stuff, and it's just hilarious. It's so funny, and I love watching it every time. I've literally watched it every Christmas, like ever. Yeah, it's just one of those films that is hilarious, and it's just such a good film. Just yeah, it's just one of those films where it sets out what it needs to do, and it does it well, and it's literally the quintessential Christmas film, and that's why it's obviously my number one.
What if another Christmas movie comes on TV? What if Elf comes on TV, or the Santa Claus comes on TV? Is
Mm.
it not Christmas?
No, 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 it's not Christmas until Home Alone is on TV.
What
That's
if
when
no
it's
one
Christmas.
decides to play Home Alone that year?
Then
Surely
it
it doesn't
doesn't
play every
feel.
year.
Then it doesn't feel like Christmas, Ben. One time I'm pretty sure one time it didn't play, and I was like,
Wow.
and I was waiting for it to play like in the entire lead up, and I was like, it doesn't feel like Christmas. And then on Christmas Day, it didn't feel like Christmas, right?
Wow.
Because they didn't
That's
play Home Alone, and I was like, what are
well,
you doing? It's so good. It's the Christmas film.
that is a very interesting way of measuring how
Home
Christmassy you
Alone,
feel.
Home
Yeah.
Alone
All right
is
then.
the Christmas film.
I guess it's my number one then.
Yep.
And Matt's already mentioned it. It's Die Hard. Damn, this is a good
Hey,
movie. This is a
hey.
fantastic movie. And anyone who says it's not a Christmas movie can just leave because they're wrong. It is
Yeah,
obviously it is because it takes place during Christmas.
yeah,
Right? That's all you need. That's the
yeah,
definition of a Christmas movie. The movie takes place during Christmas. I mean,
yeah,
some movies like have Christmas in them, but they're not like a main part. Like for example, Toy Story. Like the last scene takes place during Christmas. That doesn't make it a Christmas movie. If the actual whole thing takes place, basically, it's during the Christmas season, right?
yeah,
Or if it's a major plot element,
yeah.
then yeah, it's a Christmas movie. What's funny about this movie is that I saw Paul Blart Mall Cop before I saw this movie, and I loved that movie, which is another movie that's not a Christmas movie, even though it's got a lot of Christmassy themes in it. It takes place during Thanksgiving and Black Friday. But anyway, I loved that movie when I first saw it, and I was like, it felt original and new to me. Then years later, I saw Die Hard, and I was just like, what the hell is Mall Cop thinking? It's literally like straight up rip off with even certain lines of dialogue that are straight up ripped from Die Hard. And I lost all respect for Mall Cop when I saw Die Hard because Die Hard was just so fantastic. So I haven't actually seen any of the other Die Hards. Kind of, I think I mentioned this before. I kind of don't want to ruin that pure experience for me because I've heard iffy things about some of the sequels. So I just kind of keep it pure so that I can just hold it in my heart. It's the best Die Hard movie because the only Die Hard movie I've seen. Again, shout out to Alan Rickman because damn, he's fantastic. Probably the best part of this movie, to be honest.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, R.I.P.
yeah,
What a lad. What a great lad guy. What a
yeah.
man.
No, Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, anything I can add, I sort of mentioned it already in my honorable mention. It's just an amazing action film, and I'd argue probably I would say probably one of the best of the genre, of the action genre. No, just a really good film. Yeah, like Alan Rickman's performance is a standout, obviously, as usual with when it comes to Alan Rickman. Bruce Willis is obviously fantastic. It's got, so much famous lines, iconic lines. Yeah, just like a really clever film. Now, I'm going back to my rant, all right, that I was mentioning during Home Alone, all right, because I want to get your perspective on this, Ben.
okay.
At what time is it appropriate to put Christmas decorations up? Because it's a correct answer.
Well, you just said before December 1st, and I
Yeah,
agree with that.
yeah,
I
you
agree.
agree. Okay, so we're on the
Yeah.
same page. All right, can we please, people, can we spread this around to the dear? All right, I'm gonna speak directly to the malls and any shop of any kind and just people in general. All right, November or October is too early to
Okay.
put Christmas decorations up. I'm talking to them directly, Ben. All right, I'm talking to them
Okay.
directly. All right, this
Yeah.
is a PSA.
Well, it's not a PS. It's not a PSA if you're talking directly to the shop owners, because
That's a
that's not a public announcement. That's a direct
But it's
line
in the
of dialogue.
public. We're putting this up on the internet.
Well,
We
then,
can't get more
but,
public than that.
well, you said it's a direct conversation to them. So it's kind
No,
of
I'm saying
not
I'm
really.
directing it
Just
directly
it's
at them.
it's
It's
okay.
directly
It's not a
targeted at
PSA.
them.
It's not a PSA. It's an open letter. That's what it is.
Okay,
It's a letter that you direct to someone, but it's published publicly.
all right.
That's what it
This
is.
is an open letter to the malls of the world. This is a direct letter to the malls and to the shops and to people in general in the world. All right.
It's very obviously a very specifically directed letter. Yes.
1st of December is when you put your decorations up, all right? Not in November, especially not in October before Thanksgiving or Halloween, all right? Because,
Okay.
because, all right, here's the thing, right? Guys, it's one holiday at a time, all right? It can't be Thanksgiving, right? And we got Christmas decorations up, all right? What are you doing with your life? All right? No, that's not acceptable, all right? As soon as the 1st of December comes up, boom, go nuts, all right? Chuck your decorations up. You can be blaring Christmas music as much as you like then, all right? Even though I'm not a big fan of Christmas music, but that's beside the point, all right? No, it's all right. So 1st of December, that's when you can put your decorations up. Feel free, all right? Not before then, all right? Because before then is still the like leak off of Thanksgiving and of Halloween and stuff like that, all right? It's one holiday at a time, people, all right?
All right. Okay.
Ah,
I'm gonna try and defend the malls of the world right now. Because
you
for the
soulless
malls,
person.
like they're not putting decorations up because it's a holiday and because they want to celebrate and make people happy. That's not the mall's goal. The mall's goal is to sell Christmas presents, and like Black Friday proves that people are shopping for Christmas presents in November. That's why Black Friday is the busiest shopping holiday of the year.
Hmm.
It's shopping day of the year because people want to buy their Christmas present early. If a lot of people hate leaving their presents too late, so they don't want to wait till December. But if you don't have your Christmas decorations up in the malls, then everyone's going to forget about it. They're going to get to Christmas, they're going to go, oh no, I haven't bought my Christmas presents yet. So it's a good reminder. I reckon like maybe around mid-November to 20th of November, you can put up Christmas decorations in a mall or a shopping centre or whatever. At home, don't do it. Don't do it. At home, you wait till December. But I think the malls have a valid reason to put them up in mid to late November, but not any earlier than that. You're right. Anything that does October is just mad. So yeah.
I'm gonna argue against that. All right.
Okay.
Okay, if you're dumb enough, all right, that you need Christmas decorations up in a mall to remind you that it's Christmas, all right, you deserve to forget that it's Christmas and have all your family hate you because you didn't buy them any presents, all right? No, if you need stuff, if you need decorations in a mall to be like, oh, that's right, it's Christmas. All right, here's an idea, all right? Look at your calendar, all right? Look at your calendar and then you'll know it's Christmas. What a load of
All right.
rubbish. All right,
Well, I'm sorry to have to disappoint you, Matt, but there are people in this world that are that dumb.
yeah.
That's
Well,
just the
they
reality.
all
That's the
deserve.
reality.
They all deserve to
This.
be hated by their families when they forget to buy the Christmas presents and they realize, oh no, I need to buy my presents, but it's already the 23rd of December because I didn't look at a calendar, because I don't probably own a calendar, because I'm not organized, alright? And so then they go to a drugstore and then they buy some terrible a terrible present or something, like a keyring or something, because that's the only thing the drugstore has left. They've already sold out because a bunch of other people are better organized than them, so they've already gone and got their Christmas presents because they don't need Christmas presents in a mall to remind them that it's Christmas, right? And then what happens is then they bring that terrible gift home to their wife, and then their wife divorces them because they're like, why don't you care about me? Do you even love me anymore? And so then the parents divorce, and then that guy who forgot to buy his wife a Christmas present because he didn't have a calendar, then then he
Oh
loses
dear.
then he loses
This
everything.
is
He loses his
this is
wife. He
getting
loses
this is
his
getting
house.
dark.
Right? And then he's just a sad sack living in a studio apartment.
uh,
Just people
uh,
need to be smarter, alright? 1st of December, that's when Christmas starts, alright? I won't have any of it.
But I mean, you were talking. You were talking. I was listening back to that podcast where we were talking about how, from a business perspective, you think it's smart for companies to make their technology not last very long so that
Yeah.
people buy more. All right, I'm coming at you from a business perspective. All right, from a business perspective, it's good to get ahead of the game, for the malls to get that money early. They want as much of it as come, because the thing is, people are going to be shopping up till December anyway. So if you get their Christmas money in November
Yeah,
and in December,
yeah,
you're getting even more money, right?
yeah.
From a
But why
business
do you need to put
perspective, it just makes
Christmas
sense.
decorations up during that? Why don't you can put a sign up and be like, hey, and this is what you can write on the sign, right? You can be like, hey, idiots who don't own calendars, alright? Buy your Christmas presents early. Don't be a twat. Boom.
I don't know
Put
if
that
people
up. Feel
take too
free.
kindly to being called idiots.
Or
So
twats.
I feel like that's not a good selling point.
Yeah.
No, it's to get people in the mood, because, like, honestly, it's not that people forget that Christmas is coming up. It's that people forget to, like, they won't think about buying presents in November. Right? It's less likely for people to think about it unless they see it at the malls, being like, oh, that's right, Christmas sale. There's things on sale in Christmas, right? So I should buy them now. If you just have a sign saying, hey, it's Christmas next month, buy now, less people are going to see that because it's not as big of a flare. So less people are going to think about it and less people are going to notice it. So, like, it's just a guarantee that mid to late November, bring up Christmas presents, you're going to make more money.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you just can't deny that.
I don't deny that, but I don't see the reason why you need to put the Christmas decorations up and not just put like signs up and stuff.
I just explained it. You get more customers with decorations than with a sign.
Surely it'd be like the same. Well, because like the people who are already organized, right, will be like, oh yeah, I need to get Christmas presents, and they'll go in like November or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're smart, and they'll be like, yo, I'll go in earlier, right? They already know that they need to get their presents earlier. So why do the malls need to put the decorations up when everyone already knows?
There are other people who aren't going to think about it. I don't think about it. It's December and I haven't thought about Christmas presents at all.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't forget that Christmas is happening. I just haven't thought about buying presents because I haven't been to a mall until like yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh no, the day before yesterday I was at a mall and I was like, oh, that's right, Christmas. I should buy something, but I didn't know what to buy. Like people are busy. People have busy lives, right? So that it's hard to keep that as it's not the first thing a lot of people think about in November. So that's the reason. All right. Any other Christmas related anything, watching Christmas movie, playing Christmas music, putting up decorations in your home, don't do that till December. All right. But I think the malls have a valid reason to be putting up decorations.
So what we've
That's all I have to
so
say.
let me
I
get
feel like I've said everything.
yeah. So let me get this straight. All right. The reason why that malls put Christmas decorations up in November, right? It's because people are stupid, right? And need to be reminded that it's Christmas. So the reason why we have reason see this is why Trump got elected, all right? Because of Christmas decorations in November. All right. It's why it happened, right? I bet you 90% of people, no, probably a little bit less than that. Probably about like 70 to 80% of people who voted for Trump, right, need decorations in November to remind them that it's Christmas. I bet you. I'm
Okay, so
so
the problem here
triggered.
is that
I'm so triggered right now. I've
you
never been
can't
more
blame
triggered.
Trump. You can't blame Trump's election on Christmas decorations. You're blaming it on the stupidity of humankind, which I agree, humankind is stupid. And that's alright, it's a fair point to make. That doesn't mean that the reason is because of the Christmas presents, alright? Christmas decorations in November is taking advantage of the stupidity of humankind, capitalizing on that, making
Mm,
more money.
yeah,
Like, I mean, that's all it is. It's all about the dollars.
yeah.
That's
It's just
just the way the world is.
I just hate the world
So do
and the
I. So do
fact.
I. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just
Yeah,
saying they have a valid reason to
yeah.
do it.
It still triggers me so much. Oh,
Oh, wow. I think you ranted about that for like 20 straight minutes, at least 15 straight minutes.
what like the
Like,
individual rant that I went on,
oh, okay, it was at least 10 minutes long,
or
at
just the back and
least.
forth and yeah, the back and forth in general was about 20 minutes. All right, in that case, let's turn it over to our listeners though. Um, where do you stand on this debate? When is the appropriate time to put Christmas decorations up? Also, when to you do you feel that it's Christmas? Is it Christmas on the 1st of December? Or is it when your favorite movie comes on TV? Or is it when the decorations go up in the malls 2 months early? What's your thoughts on it? Yeah, so this is it for the rest of the year. So please drop comments on any of our videos or any of our content on any of our socials, whether that be Facebook. Check us out on Ambit, Twitter, on YouTube. Drop us some comments in the holidays. Also, if you want to get, speaking of Christmas, if you're in the giving mood, feel free to pledge us on Patreon. Any money that is pledged on Patreon is put straight back into the company, so we can buy like new equipment and stuff like that.
Yeah, because we will be able to give that back to you with season two, which we're gonna start hopefully in like January. We plan on having a little bit of a better setup so that we can give a better product for you guys. So look
Yep.
forward to that.
That's it for season one and for this year. Thank you guys, all for those who have listened to us throughout the year. Come back next year, because hopefully we'll be making better content, as Ben was saying. Better content, more content, hopefully some content other than podcasts. I'm really excited about the new year and what's going to happen in it. I hope you guys are too. We will see you guys next year. Thank you guys very much for watching. I've been Matt.
And I've been Ben. Merry Christmas.
See ya.